Greetings, fellow humans. It's Wednesday, and it's not a snow day again, because you can tell that I'm at work, and I'm doing a lot of Band-Aids today, because it's getting colder and drier in Colorado, and my skin is trying to fall off, which is kind of like how my life goes for most of the year. Anyway, so it is the Wednesday after an election day, and at a time when I never thought I would feel happiness again. Like, I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, what is this sensation that is not, it's not extreme existential dread. It's like, maybe like a little like hope, like happiness. And I mean, it was local elections last night, but you know, I already knew that local elections super fucking matter, and this one was even better. So I was watching like a lot of the results come rolling in last night, and I was really like freaking out happy. And it wasn't just because I was like at pub quiz drinking beer, though that always helps. Like the beer helps. But like this morning I woke up and everything was still just wonderful and happy, and I mean, like, so yeah, sorry, you know, in case you didn't tell, I'm going to talk about the election stuff because I am really actually into politics, which should come as no surprise to anyone who's ever like looked at my Twitter for 2 days. Anyway, so like the big thing of course was like everything that went down in Virginia, where it's like they got the governor, and then when I checked, so this might have changed in the last whatever, but the House of Delegates, currently the Democrats are like at a 1-seat majority, and there were like 4 races that were too close to call, which is like amazing because no one even thought they'd be able to come close to flipping it. And yeah, if you hear banging, sorry, you know, I'm at work, so I'm just, you know, waiting for the excavator over there that you can't see because it's ahead of me and you're looking behind me to finish what it's doing so I can do some more tests. But anyway, so like that's amazing. And just like the array of people that got elected to all kinds of local offices last night is just really, really cool. Like, okay, you know, as a queer person, like I am freaking the hell out that I know of 3 trans people got elected last night. If it's more, that's even better. But let's see. So we have Ms. Andrea Jenkins got on the Minneapolis City Council, which is awesome. Mr. Tyler Titus, who's now on the Erie, Pennsylvania School Board, and school boards are really important. Don't ever let anyone tell you they aren't, because they're super important. And then, of course, Miss Danica Roem, who took the Virginia House of Delegates seat away from the fucking asshole that kept introducing the bathroom bill. So that's just like beautiful. And even better when apparently she was asked about him later, and she was like, well, he's my constituent now, so I'm not going to say bad things about one of my constituents. And just the classiest burn that has perhaps ever been spoken. I mean, so like I'm so excited about that. And then I know that there were a lot of men and women of color and that got elected, including I think Ms. Jenkins, but like you know, just to mention the 2 that I saw like on Twitter, even though I know that like a bunch of the Virginia House of Delegates, but a couple of mayors. So like Ravinder S. Bala got elected mayor of Hoboken, and he's a Sikh who wears a turban. So that's like really cool. And then Wilmot Collins got elected to be the first ever black mayor of Helena, Montana, which is also super cool. So I mean, like, amazing stuff, like really great and amazing stuff. And I mean, like, I know with Virginia, with a lot of this, it's like, you know, Virginia, they had like a voter turnout machine. And I also I read like they've recently made it so that former felons can vote, which is really, like, it should be that way everywhere, because if you get a felony, that should not disenfranchise you for your entire life, because what the fuck. But and it's, you know, they had like a real voter turnout machine. And if you look at a lot of the people that won, you know, oh, that's, I also wanted to mention a bunch of candidates endorsed by the Democratic Socialists of America, the DSA. I think it's Democratic Social. If I got that wrong, I'm really sorry. You know, I'm just like, I can't exactly look things up right now because I'm using my phone to actually film this. But, and I think, like, when I have money, I want to join up the DSA because they are doing really good work. But, I mean, one of their candidates got elected in Virginia. Like, so basically, I mean, beyond, like, the happiness and amazingness that was the election last night for people, I think it's also, like, a big, like, for everyone who is like, oh, well, we can't have identity politics if the Democrats ever want to get again, and you know, we need to tack more toward the center, which I'm sure, like, the DSA candidates would have something to say about that. So it's like, you know, they had, like, a really good voter turnout machine, and I think it sounds like they pursued the voters who, I don't know, were actually interested in voting for the Democrats instead of being like, well, we need to reach out to Trump voters. You know, fuck that. Like, just stop even thinking about the shitty conservative white voters and people who just want to watch the world burn that got us into this mess. Like, actually work on turnout and enfranchising people who actually want to vote for your shit. Like, I didn't think it was that hard, and I think this is an amazing rebuke of that incessant drumbeat that says, oh, we need to reach out to Trump voters. You know, they're never gonna fucking vote for you. Find the people who will vote for you and help them vote. Like, help them get to the voting. And so anyway, so, like, that's just been, like, super happy for me. Like, you know, and it feels like, yes, you know, don't tell me that identity politics doesn't matter, because obviously there was something that a lot of people saw that worked just fine with identity politics, which, I mean, frankly, if you want to call it identity politics, what that apparently actually means is just you have an identity that makes me uncomfortable and I would rather that you pretend it doesn't exist. Like, go fuck yourself. But, and I mean, like, if you look at the voter stats in Virginia anyway, it was like voters under 30 and non-white voters, and, like, you know, if you look, like, okay, they did a little bit better with the white voters than they did in 2016, but frankly, the shitty conservative white voters are not gonna save you. Just, you know, they're never gonna vote for you. Stop running after them. I don't know what is wrong with these people. Like, as a white person, I know what's wrong with them. They're fucking racist, and internalized misogyny means, yeah, I want, you know, as a white woman, they're gonna keep voting for anti-abortion candidates, which is, like, the most self-destructive thing that I can even imagine. But, like, if I could go and personally slap every person until, like, sense entered their head, I would, but it doesn't work that way, so I'm just gonna keep yelling about it. But, like, these are not the people that's going to save you. Go for the actual voters who are going to vote for you, which is what they did, and they won. So hopefully that's the lesson we'll all get. But I also just want to say that it's amazing to be happy and, like, feeling like we had a victory. And I mean, of course, we're already seeing that, like, why are people celebrating? It's only, you know, local elections, first off, local elections really fucking matter. There's more than national offices. And second off, let people have a fucking day of rest. Let people celebrate, because if you're not even going to let people have this feeling of victory when there has been a victory, you are just cutting the knees out from under you can do. So take your, like, shitty holier-than-thou irony, whatever superiority thing, and, like, put it in a box and, like, throw it into the ocean. No, don't throw it into the ocean, because a turtle might, like, eat it, and they don't deserve that. Fire it into the sun, because we live in a fantasy universe where that can happen. Anyway, so I also want to mention, like, in the Colorado elections, I don't think there was anything, like, super momentous, but it still felt like really good stuff happened. Like, the Aurora City Council had a really good night, and Colorado Springs, stay with me here, Colorado Springs voted to give funding to several somethings. Like, ooh, I didn't think that was possible. But they actually, like, they voted to do a property tax increase to help fund District 11, which, if you have never lived in Colorado Springs or known anyone who was in education in Colorado Springs, that probably means nothing to you, but it's like the biggest district in the city. And my friend used to work at one of the Title I schools, and they're so underfunded, and the kids there are so underserved. So like the fact that they're gonna get money is just amazing out of Colorado Springs, which is like, you know, blood from a turnip. Like, and then like my local elections that I actually got to vote in, let's see, the mayor got reelected, so Herb did, and I didn't realize he was a Republican, but considering the other options, I'll take it. Because like one of the guys, you know, I was looking at all the candidates because I wanted to see what was going on. Herb was the incumbent, and the other candidates were like, I went to this one guy's site and he was like, oh, well, you deserve like, you know, politicians that'll make fact-based statements of firm blah 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 blah. And then like you look everywhere on his website and there's literally not even one fucking statement of any of his positions. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna vote for you. And the other guy was not really any better. It was just like, community, save our communities, which, oh, and we don't want to keep building, you know, apartment blocks that let, you know, for low-income people. And I was like, that sounds kind of like a dog whistle, so I guess I'm voting for Herb. And it kind of reminds me of when I lived in Houston, I was in a district where like the Republicans basically always ran unopposed by Democrats, almost always, but there'd be like a couple of like independent candidates, and it was normally like American Constitution Party or something even wackier. And like one year I was looking at one, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go check out these other candidates because I really don't want to vote for Republican because it's Texas Republican. And I went to this guy's site, like his official fucking website, and I swear it was like all of these GIFs, all these animated GIFs of American flags, and I shit you not, like a GIF of like a bald eagle with like, you know, the tear, like, and I could not get out of that tab fast enough, and I was like, okay, Republican lady, I'm just gonna like vote for you because at least you live on the same planet as me, which is a start, you know, better than the alternative apparently. So anyway, oh that's right, local stuff. I got like 2 out of the 3 people I wanted on Westminster City Council, so I will take that. Especially the candidate that I was like most happy about, because she like her thing was, why is there only one train station in Westminster and we need more affordable housing? And I was just like, oh my god, I love you and I've never even met you. So I'll take 2 out of 3. And then the Westminster, or not Westminster, my county school board. So the story there is like when I was living in Texas, and I found out about this later because my friend who's in education told me about it. In a local election, apparently several anti-public school board candidates got elected to the school board because that's what happens when you don't pay attention to your local elections and you don't think the school board fucking matters. So it became such an immense trash fire that they actually had a recall election to get these people off the school board and replace them with people who, you know, didn't hate public schools. And the 3 people who replaced the awful garbage anti-public school candidates were running for re-election this year, and all 3 of them got elected, which is great because the people they were running against were like on a different planet that hates the public schools. So that's like super happy. And I mean, so basically celebrate, have like a beer or some ice cream or, you know, whatever your treat is, like did good, we can do some more good, there's hope, it's a great Wednesday. I mean, things are still like a garbage fire nationally, but local elections do matter, and what happened does matter, and it's shown that it's possible to change things. So that's really great. And I'm going to take my happy celebration energy and I'm going to use it to call my Congress critters about the awful mess that is the Republicans' tax plan, and I encourage you to do so as well, even if like your guys are Democrats and you know they're on the right side, because it actually does help for them to hear from people who are like, yeah, I got your back, you know, it's great, I'm glad you're doing the thing, could you do the thing even more? Because otherwise they just kind of like get harassed by like grumpy conservative older voters who don't have anything to do but call them. So I'm gonna say goodbye now, and you should go call your Congress critters if you can, because I'm gonna go call mine, and yay, it's a happy thing. Happy Wednesday dance.